Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nelly. Today, we're going to be talking about benefits in signing a marriage contract. I'm going to talk about the prenup. This is a contract that you sign before you even decide to say I do. Now, this agreement, you can sign it to protect your future assets from being divided just in case there's a divorce. I know when you're getting married, you're not even thinking about a divorce. Just let me know what you think about it. Because as a Christian, it is the last thing that comes on your mind, but it happens. Divorce happens when you least expect it, whether you're Christian or you're not. So what are the benefits of signing a prenup? One of the benefits I would say of signing a prenup is it can protect your inheritance, or maybe any item that you hold dear in your heart. Maybe it's just this diamond ring or diamond bracelet that was given to you by your grandmother, or which cost a lot of money, of course, or maybe you're just protecting a home that was left for you as an inheritance. Because when it comes to a divorce, if you don't sign a prenup, everything you have to divide it in half. This can also protect you, especially if you've got kids before marriage, and this contract is to ensure that they will keep your property in the event of any divorce that comes by. You can stipulate in the document that any assets that you took into the marriage will remain yours even if you get a divorce. So that is why a prenup is needed in that case, to protect your inheritance or anything else. Another reason why people sign prenups is because they want to protect their business. Let's say you just got married and you've got this business that is running, and you clearly know that your husband will not even be interested in it, or even if he is interested in the business, but you feel like you need to protect your business. You worked so hard in starting this company and it's yours. Maybe everything, the branding is you. So you want it to remain yours just in case of a divorce. Or maybe you feel like getting married to someone who's not even interested in the kind of business that you're in, and suddenly when you eventually get divorced, he wants his share, even though he wasn't even interested in the business, and yet you worked so hard to get this business going. So this is when you need to sign a prenup to protect your business. Another reason why you may also sign a prenup is to protect yourself from the past or even future debts. Now, when you're getting married to someone, hardly you ask, what are your debts? Who are you owing? How much are you owing? You know, people lie. They won't mention the amount that they're really owing. Then you get yourself into this marriage with this person and you find yourself part of the debt because you didn't sign any prenup. So when you're marrying someone, ask about if there's any debt. The last thing you want to do is marry someone who has a huge debt that you have to spend your marriage life paying for this debt. You can protect yourself from your partner's past future debts, or even vice versa. If you are in business, this can also save you from liquidation, including insolvency, which if you don't sign a prenup, then which means you're also part of the whole thing. It becomes a mess at the end of the day because you married someone and now you are in this whole problem because of your partner's debt. It also means that no debtors can collect from you if your spouse debt occurred before or maybe after you got married. You know, I know someone who was married to this man who wasted so much money on a girlfriend. When this man died, the wife had to end up paying all the debts. He took out loans and made the wife sign without her realizing it, because you know, when a man comes to you, maybe your husband comes to you and say, oh, sign this is for that and that, and you don't even ask questions and you don't even read what are you signing. She ended up signing a whole loan that he took, and most of the time this guy would spend his money with a girlfriend. By the time this man died, there was so much debts that it needed to be paid for. And who was going to pay? The wife, of course. Even though she went to court to tell them that she doesn't know about these things she signed, it was her mistake of not reading what she signed. Maybe the guy was intimidating her up to a point that she never even got to read, or maybe she came with this document and said, please sign here. And when she wanted to read, he would say, yo, you're wasting my time, just sign it anyway. It's nothing that you need to read. You know how men are. At the end of the day, he was the one that died and left her with all the debts. She couldn't cope. She had so much stress in her that she eventually got a stroke. And today, she hasn't recovered from the stroke. So that is why sometimes you need to be alert on what you're signing. No matter how much you love that person, be alert on what you're signing. The problem is marriage has been diluted. That's why with this agreement, you can protect yourself if anything happens. For some people, they feel like a lot of marriages are broken, which they're right, because there's a high rate of divorce. So what's the point of getting married if there's a high rate of divorce? That is why some people would rather go into marriage and sign a prenup so that we're quite clear, just in case there's a divorce. But of course, not every marriage would end up in a divorce. Some people just think that what's the point of getting married when you can try before you buy and stay with this person and have children when you're both willing to do so. Yes, you can do that, but if you're a Christian, it's not the way to go, because you can stay with this person and have children. What happens after 10 years when he decides to leave and you feel like he's wasted 10 years of your time? So I suggest not to even do that. Anyway, everyone has got an opinion when it comes to this. I'm not going to interfere. The next reason why people sign a prenup is to protect their finances. In most cases, when it comes to a divorce, they're delayed just because the couple is fighting over money, over assets. Someone will even fight for something that he or she hasn't worked hard for. But that happens anyway. So when you want to protect yourself, then you have to sign a prenup. Because at times you might even die before you even draft a will anyway. And what's going to happen? The family will come and take everything. Another thing that when it comes to finances is maybe your partner is much wealthier than you are. And they might own everything, maybe of personal value at that point. And they feel like they don't want to share their personal stuff with you just in case there's a divorce that will happen at any point in time. So that is why a prenup is required. Whatever that you've both acquired after the marriage, that can be divided equally just in case of a divorce. Sometimes a person would marry someone just because of their money. So you can reduce that risk just in case you're not too sure if they're really marrying you because they want to get married to you or they're just marrying you for your money. This also protects your spouse from those greedy in-laws as well that will come by and take everything and forget about the children just in case you die. So I must say, even though it's a hard pill to swallow when your partner tells you that we have to sign a prenup before getting married, it makes sense in a way, especially if it's your second marriage, or maybe you've got things that you want to leave for your children just in case in that second marriage. So that is why it comes to the next point. It also protects your assets if you've been married before. If you want to embark on a second marriage and you've got children from the first marriage, then it's very important to protect your assets for the children just in case there's a divorce or just in case you die. Or maybe you're an owner of an estate that you owned before getting married. It would be a good idea to sign a prenup as well. You'll be able to make decisions involving that estate and you'll also be able to control it. You legally don't need to get permission from your spouse to make any decisions or maybe financial decisions when it comes to that estate because it's yours and you've signed a prenup. It's got nothing to do with this marriage, so everything is yours. This can also help with regards to signing a prenup because it allows you to start this new marriage in a very clean way financially. You and your partner will start this marriage with few financial bargains, which is quite a relief because it's quite stressful to be entering a marriage and you have to pay debt. You've already spent too much on the wedding and now you have to pay debts as well. So you know that this marriage is entered for the right reasons. I know this may not sound good, especially if you're not the one protecting your assets, even though a person comes with no intentions, but these days you never know. A lot of people enter marriages just because they've got money. The Bible says in 2 Timothy 3 verse 2 that people will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money. Unfortunately, this is reality that some individuals may enter a marriage just because of money. You should marry your partner for who they are, not what they own. Otherwise, you are entering this marriage for the wrong reasons. So basically, when it comes to marriage, you have to work as a team and have those same goals. And the next reason why people sign a prenup is because it takes that vengeance out whenever there's a divorce. When it comes to divorce, it comes with a lot of emotions and, there's a lot of emotions running very high and some spouses, they tend to be vengeful. When you sign a prenup, it lays out very clear the terms for financial settlements to reduce all that stress and frustration that comes with regards to money. Even the divorce may not keep dragging, because most of the time the divorce keeps dragging because the couple is fighting for money. So this will reduce the pressure. Both parties will know where they stand. The next one when it comes to signing a prenup is to settle your maintenance issue in a formal agreement. This is when you are in a divorce and you want to settle your maintenance issue. In South Africa, when you've got a child below 18 years old, they should be supported by their biological parents, or maybe the person who's given the duty to take care of them. So whether you're married or not, you're divorced or separated or just living together, you are required to support that child. This is when a prenup comes in very handy. So basically, when it comes to a prenup, it's a decision that is made by a couple. When you get married in community of property, or maybe it's the same as a civil marriage, it's one of the easiest and cheapest ways to get married, because you won't need to get a lawyer to draw up a contract, which means you're equal partners when it comes to this. You share everything, including assets and debt. Even if your spouse comes with a house and you don't have a house, you have to share it just in case of a divorce. If your spouse has debt, then you're jointly reliable. That is why I said sometimes a prenup is even better. But when it comes to civil marriage, you need your spouse's permission in certain things. Maybe things like taking credit, selling that large asset, or maybe surely just getting a loan. If you want to take a mortgage as well, you need permission from your spouse. This is to make sure that your spouse knows everything. When it comes to both contracts, this could mean if there's any divorce, your assets will be split equally between you and your spouse. This could mean you have to sell the house that you're both living in unless one of the spouse agrees to pay half of the value of the house. So this type of contract may come with advantage and disadvantages. So when you're planning to get married, discuss this with your partner, the options that you want to go with, so that you both know what you're getting yourselves into. So thank you for listening, and see you in the next video. God bless you.